Hey guys, Forever Retro 82 here. I'm sorry about the delay on this video. A lot of stuff has popped off that I had to take care of. But we're going to look at some Saturn games, and I'm just going to give a little insight of how I feel about these games and what I enjoy about them, and show you some gameplay. I apologize for the flickering. I've been trying to fix it for the past hour, and I can't get it to fix. So, I guess this is as best as I can do right now. I have to use SSF because Yabuse wants to give me a bunch of CD problems. Doesn't want to reproduce sound, or doesn't play sound at all, or just plays music. I can't get the sound effects to work. But I got SFF to work for this for the sake of this video. Anyways, this is what I was telling you about in the previous video, the BIOS. It's really neat. Uh, like I said, you have all these options. If you had music playing, these little square cubes, um, see, like right here, right over there, it would be like red and swollen, and it looked cool. But you can hide this is what I was talking about. You can hide the controls, and you get this dope spaceship that just flies around in different patterns, and it looks all neat. And then if you look at the very background, it's rotates a little bit. I mean, if you're like having a really bad day and stressed out and you need to calm down, this is probably one of the best screensavers for it. I mean, I know that the Sony PlayStation had like these little lines that would play during music and such, but I'll be honest, I'd rather have this. I mean, because this it's nice. Look at it. It's just cool. I mean, the spaceship obviously is fucked off. Probably went off to the next frontier. Who knows? But yeah, you just press the A button to bring the controls back. I thought that was a kind of a neat thing. Anyways, I'm just turning the sound down because it's really loud and it's annoying me a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna look at some gameplay footage. And the first game, of course, is a classic to me. I'm going to show about maybe 4 or 5 games just to show you the games that I started off playing and what allowed me to experience the Saturn when I first played it. So here we go. Let me get the mouse out of the way, of course. Daytona! I can't sing. Daytona, let's go! It's a classic, come on. Daytona USA, port of the arcade game. You have 2 modes, Saturn mode and the arcade mode. And, well, let's start with arcade modes, and we'll play a short game. I use automatic, because fuck manual. So this is basically like it's a race. Like I said, it's a racing game. You know, arcadey. Your goal here is to just basically come in first place. You know, nothing too special. I've never got first place on this game, and I probably never will. It's just tough to me. As you can see, there's pop-up graphics and stuff. Like I said, the Saturns, and the guy, of course, yells at you every time you hit the car. He goes, try to go easy on the car. And if you look at the car, it looks like it's fucking the ground. Just look at it. Anyways, like I was saying, the crudelity of the Saturn's graphical engine is pretty prominent. Excuse me, prominent on here. I mean, it looks fine, but the pop-up, as you can see, is pretty crude by today's standards. But if that doesn't bother you, like it doesn't bother me, you know, you can still have some fun here. And, yeah, you can smash up your car. Your car can get damaged, and you can get it repaired here in the pit. To, like, repair your tires and your fucking body, because you don't want to have a fucked up car when you're trying to race. But I will tell you, the CPU in this game is a cheap piece of garbage. It's very hard to catch up to him at this point. I mean, I don't know how I'm playing this game wrong, but it's just, it's an asshole. Let's just put it that way. I mean, the one thing I really like about Daytona USA is the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack is very catchy. Matt, you can put the CD in a fucking CD player and jam the soundtrack if you're so willing to do so. I'm not the best racer. I suck at racing games, but you get compliments on your driving and stuff, but it gets annoying very quickly, as you can probably tell. Looking good. You can take it. Looking good. Shut the fuck up! I just heard you the first time, asshole. Just shut up! No shit, Sherlock. I can read. But, you know, it's like a standard Indy 500 race going on. You know, he's going a big old loop and... Shut up! Fuck your car. I don't know if I'll make the final lap, but we'll do our best. 10 seconds? No fucking way. I was close. I was close. Ah! 31st. Anyways. A-M-E-O-V-E-R. I love this game. Now, I don't remember how to do it because of, you know, my memory is shot as always. But this was the point of the game where you could put in some initials and it'll play like a ditty of some Sega game from the Genesis. So I just went ahead and put in my initials and said, fuck this shit. Okay, now we can look at the Saturn mode, which I don't remember what's the difference between this and the Saturn. Or this and the arcade mode. Oh yeah, you can pick different cars. That's it. There might be more, and if there is, please tell me in the comments section. But it looks like you can just pick more cars that are exclusive to the system. But I'm pretty sure you all get the gist of it. It's a racing game that's arcadey with a very catchy soundtrack and fun gameplay to be had by all. I mean, if you like racing games, especially arcadey ones, I suggest you give this one a look. If you can forgive the game for its crude graphics, you know, for the time period, then I think you'll find a lot of enjoyment to be had here. There's a lot of good stuff. I recommend it, personally. Alright, the next game is Virtua Fighter 2. This game has some graphical glitches, and I apologize. So it's not going to look the best. You get their transformation from Virtua Fighter 1 to Virtua Fighter 2 with the graphic enhancements. I think they use the same engine in this as they did with Virtua Fighter Remix. But you can see a little bit of the characters and what they're capable of in their combos. But let's just go ahead and get into the game because, you know, the intro is not important. Importance is in the gameplay. You got different modes here, like arcade versus mode if you got friends, expert mode if you're a masochist, ranking mode, which is, you know, fun here and there. You get rankings and shit. Team battle, which is also a fun mode to play. Watch, I don't know why you would watch the computer to duke it out, but unless you're just bored and you want to see the CPU at their finest, I guess. I mean, this is back when AI was not at its finest, but take that as you will. So we're going to play a couple quick matches here. And I'll pick, of course, Yuki, because, well, he was the guy I was good with. I'm not good with him anymore, but he was my guy, and I did win a few matches with him. Let's beat Lao's ass, because he sucks. Boom. And he went out of the ring at the very last exit. Yeah, but it runs at 60 frames a second. I mean, as you can see, the background is just flat. And, you know, backgrounds don't look good nowadays, but back then they were kind of nice to see. They kind of have like a zooming, like a zoom effect, kind of like similar to those of, like Art of Fighting and games for the SNK universe. You know, it has that little scaling effect, which is kind of nice. Let's see if I can beat Sarah. She's actually cheap in this game. But God, it's been like I said, it's been years since I last actually sat down and played some Virtua Fighter 2. Now, as many of you may or may not know, Virtua Fighter was ridiculously popular in Japan. Not so much in America. America's more, I think, Tekken players. I think we can all agree there. Yeah, see, she's cheap. Got her one round at least. Yeah, in Japan, freaking the Japanese are all about Virtua Fighter. And it's a shame that Sega has you know, turned their backs on them because they want to focus on Sonic because they're like, oh, Sonic has a better selling games. Sonic needs to die for a while. I think we all can agree there, except for the fan base, of course. Yeah, I just spammed some double jump kicks, and that pretty much showed her what's up. But you get the idea. It's an arcade fighter. It looks really good. It plays well on the Saturn, and it's you know, almost arcade perfect, if not arcade perfect. I have not played the arcade game in years, so you know, but it has an awesome soundtrack, very catchy. Very Japanese-esque. I would call it Jap synth, maybe. Shun's a cheap bastard. He uses the drunken fist style of fighting, which I heard is very effective because it confuses their fighter, the person they're fighting against, their opponent. But yeah, I don't think I'll beat him. But this will be my last match. But you get the idea. And there's a final boss named Durrell, and and it's a she. It's like a metallic creature of sorts. I mean, there's really no backstory with Virtua Fighter. I mean, Durrell is a very lame final boss. She basically uses the same moves as everybody in the game. Kind of like your Weapon Master of this game. Because if you remember the Weapon Master, Blade Master, I think I'm thinking of, you know what I'm talking about with Soul Calibur, Soul Blade. Edge Master, I think is the name I'm looking for. Oy. Brain does not want to work today. Come here, punk. Ah, oh, you bitch. Come here. Yeah, you may notice the sounds, the sound skips and it repeats because it uses Red Book audio, so it has like a track like you would on a CD game or a CD in general, and then it just repeats the track over and over again. That's Virtua Fighter 2. It's pretty damn worth your time if you enjoy arcade fighters. If you like arcade fighters of the time, that is. Like I said, Japan loves Virtua Fighter. We were more Tekken fans, I believe, and rightfully so. I think Tekken's a more refined 3D fighter than Virtua Fighter. But Virtua Fighter still has a place for all the fans out there for it. I enjoy the game, and if you like these kind of games, I think you'll have fun here too. It's got great soundtrack, great control. It's even got a learning mode where the AI actually learns basically anticipates your next move. And it's tough. It's not the greatest of AI, but it works well. Anyways, with that being said, on to the next one. Now this next game is interesting. I didn't mention it in my last video because I totally forgot about it up until when I was looking on the games I was going to do for this video. This was one of the games I played on a kiosk at Funkoland. And, well, this game was so bad, and it did so bad in Japan, that they didn't want to even bring it over here into the States. So what happened is Vic Tokai bought the rights to bring it over here to the American audiences. I want you to watch this opening movie. I mean, this is just pure cringe and Japanese cheese in every single way, shape, and form. Okay, I thought it was longer than that. My mistake. So this is basically a Shinobi game using digitized graphics. I mean, it looks okay. And it doesn't play too bad, at least in my opinion. And it's also got some nice catchy tunes here. And I suck dick at this game. I can only get to the 5th stage before I finally rage quit. You can do your double flip move in the air and throw shurikens and, you know, slice shit and get power-ups and got a little bit of blood. I mean, it plays like a Shinobi game, for the most part. I mean, some people have a love-hate relationship with this game, and I can't blame them. I'm out of shurikens, so sorry, I'm retarded. God damn it. I'm very out of practice. I used to play this game a lot when I was able to get emulation working on my machine. So yeah, basically go Shadow Dancer style and basically use your sword to kill enemies and shit. But as you can see, it's digitized, and it's got some, you know, funky Japanese music going on. You can run just like you could in Shinobi 3. Like I said, I'm not playing my best. I'm just showing you these games. This is the bomb in the game. It helps take care of all enemies on screen, of course, and that's always helpful. Yeah, I'm like the last person that needs to be playing this game. It's just ridiculously hard for me. At least at this point. Like I said, I used to be pretty good at it where I would get to the 5th stage. But, you know, when you talk and play at the same time, your concentration goes down the window. I mean, if this was a playthrough, it'd be a different story. But I just want to, you know, show you guys these games. You got some nice abilities like wall jumping. Of course, the bomb would be nice if you could just use it with a button press instead of having it happen automatically. But it's just one of those things that you just have no control over. This was known as Shinobi X in Japan, too. I should have mentioned that. And I believe that the Japanese version has a different soundtrack from the American version. Or is it the European version? Yeah, I can't get nowhere in this game to show you guys more of it. I apologize. I really suck at this game. Do I recommend it, though? Well, that depends. Do you like Shinobi enough to play a different version of it? I mean, if you have better control, you know, absolutely. The music's not too bad, and the graphics look okay for what they were trying to do. So, would I really recommend it, though? Yes and no. Yeah, I would say yes for, you know, the curiosity factor, the Shinobi feel, and the cheesy movies that you see within the game are just ridiculous, and they're kind of funny at the same time. So, in that regard, yes. I would say no, though, too, for the Shinobi purist, because this does take away from the original formula a little bit. Like, it's nice that you have a sword, but as you can see, the ninjas just rape your ass with shurikens all day, and if you don't have the proper amount of shurikens, there's not much you can do. So, I mean, it's cheap. The first stage is actually harder than most of the other stages, so, you know, there's that. Other than that, it's not that bad of a game. I mean, if you get it for cheap, I would, like, under 20 bucks, I would get it, but if it's any more than that, don't waste your money. That's my closing argument for this game. For Shinobi Legends. One of the reasons why I wanted to buy a Saturn right here, Fighter's Megamix. This is some good stuff here. Basically, you have Virtua Fighter and Fighting Vipers into one game, a collaboration. And it's, you know, since both properties are owned by Sega, you know, there's no, you know, copyright infringements or anything like that to be had. Work. Okay. You get, you know, your usual modes, just like in Virtual Fighter. You know, you have your 1P mode, survival mode, versus mode, and team battle mode. I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had with this game. Yeah, you guess, like I said, you got characters from Virtua Fighter, and you got characters from Fighting Vipers. And of course, there's secret characters to unlock too. Let's go ahead and pick the only guy I really know how to play other than Jackie. And you can pick, you know, which ones you want. You can pick, like, there's a girls course, and you beat the shell of all the chicks in the game. The Vipers, the Virtual Fighters, and Novice Trial. So let's go ahead and beat up the Vipers.
Fight! Ready, go!
Yeah, for some reason the sound effects won't work, and I don't understand why. It's probably an emulation issue. But this is a neat little fighter. I mean, to me, the graphics may have taken a hit, you know, between both games, but I think they did that just so they could fit more content. And to me, that, you know, it works. It works just fine, at least in my opinion.
Ready, go!
Like, one of the, I do remember specifically, one of the secret characters is a car. Yeah, you can fight as a Daytona fucking car in this game. I don't know the code offhand, otherwise you could put it in. There is a code where you can put the unlocked characters in as well, if memory serves me. Yeah, I know it sucks without the sound effects, but there's nothing I can do. I've tried to get this to work with the sound, and unfortunately, emulation on the Saturn being as imperfect as it is, this is the best that we can do. Or that I can do for you guys, and I apologize. So, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing as Virtual Fighter 2, except you have, you know, 2 different worlds. You gotta love this fucking boss-ass metal soundtrack. I mean, shit. Sorry. I just really love metal. Especially when you have some kick-ass riffs going on. And my fucking Akira skills have definitely tanked. I'm gonna have to, like, one day just sit down and fucking play as Akira again so I can get the shit down pat again. I mean, like I said, there's only a couple moves I know, like, of course, the double jump kick, the shoulder blow, the Russian elbow, and he's got plenty more. I mean, he's pretty much a counter horror. It would be nice if you could, like, knock out environments like Bloody Roar. That's probably, like, the only thing this game is missing. And I will admit that the backgrounds in this game are pretty lame in comparison to Virtual Fighter. I mean, that's debatable as hell, but that's just my opinion.
Ready, go!
But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's fucking Virtual Fighter and Fighting Vipers, man. 3D fighters for the Saturn that were really fun to play. I mean, they play as good as you would think they would. You know, they're not the best thing in the world, but it's just awesome. I mean, this has that classic 3D arcade feel.
Ready, go!
I mean, in my opinion, this game, other than its looks and presentation, like the gameplay, is almost as hectic and as fun as Tekken 2. We all know Tekken 3, on the other hand, is like one of the best fighters for the PlayStation. I mean, the PlayStation version was fucking top-notch. I'm not gonna lie. But this was as close as you can get to a Tekken experience, I believe, on the Saturn. So would I recommend this game? Yes. And the game isn't as expensive as one would think. So, if you have the money, I would say give it a grab. I mean, if you play on a real Saturn, you'll get the sound effects, unlike this round that I just showed you. It's that's pretty disappointing. But yeah, I really love this game, and I hope to own it in my own collection in the near future. And I probably will. It'll be awesome. I guarantee it. Alright, so it's going to be the last game I'm going to show you that I played when I first played the Saturn. I'll let the intro play out. This game holds special, like, specialty in some parts and some gamers, and others not so much. You're basically a thing, and you're in dream worlds, and you gotta collect the dreams of other. You know what? I don't even remember the plot. All I remember is this was the first game that I was able to use the 3D analog stick on the Saturn, and it used it rather well, I think. And I mean, the presentation's really. And I'm sorry about the fucking lines. I don't know what to do about that. But if you, like I said, if you can give me some tips, I would appreciate it. And if not, that's okay. Just gonna play a short round of this. One of the things I can't stand in this game is you get graded on your performance. I hate games that do that. Well, the first area in the game, you know, Spring Valley, run around. Okay. It's been a while since I've played this too. Fly up and in and become the Knight's characters and spin around, collecting balls. This was a Sonic Team game, so it has that, you know, vibrant color look to it. Fly through hoops, and it looks 3D, but it's really it's like 3D environments, but with a 2D plane. Forgive me for my shitty gameplay. I am not good at this game at all. Never have been. It's got a nice soundtrack, and there was a sequel eventually released for the Wii. Yeah, see, the fuck grading systems, man. It's like they just expect perfection. And if you're a perfectionist, then there you go. This is a perfect game for you. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad game, but it's not a game I'm particularly interested in. I mean, you just fly around and collect the balls, and you do it as quick as possible, and you also... I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's a good-looking game for the Saturn. I can imagine, you know, 95, like in 95 or 96, whenever this game came out. I don't remember the exact release date. Being blown away, because this does look good. It really does. And the music is fantastic. But this style of gameplay just rubs me off the wrong way. I want to like. It's like a game you want to like, but you just can't. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I feel about this game. I got my copy for $2 at Game Crazy because I wanted to explore this game more. I wanted to like it and enjoy what it had to offer. Because everyone has told me that it's a blast to play and an excellent experience. Like I said, it's not a bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not something I can get into. Because the rating system, and I don't know, it just I don't know. Run out of time. Oh, just made it. Did I get an F? No, I got a fucking D. Big surprise there. Now we go to the third area now. I think the grading has to do with speed and how fast you get the track. There's like 4 courses or tracks within each area, so like you gotta finish them all, and you beat that part, and then you go fight a boss, and then continue on with the game. course, you don't get enough balls. You gotta go collect more. I mean, I could see someone like enjoying this if they just want to fly around and just do something mindless. I could see that. I could see how that would be exciting. Well, I'm having a hard time coming up with good commentary for it, but yes, it's an alright game. I mean, with the 3D controller, it actually plays fairly well. Shit, I'm running out of time. Oh, can I make it in time? Probably not. Ah, just wait. No, don't fuck. God damn it. I gotta go run back to the part. And when you're humans, you are slower than fucking molasses. Jumping helps a little, though. So there's that, I guess. F, of course. F for failure, because I fucking suck ass at this. This is pretty much all you do. You just fly around and collect stuff. It's okay. It's pretty good there. Sense of speed's pretty cool too, I must say. I actually got a C. Yay! God. I'm horrible at this game, but yeah. Now you basically fight a boss. I'm trying to remember how you beat this fucker. I think you have to... It's been a while since like I said, it's been a while. That's okay. I think you have to pick it up by its mouth and throw it down. Like I said, it's been ages since I've been this. God damn it! Fuck off. Anyways, I think I played enough for you to show the idea of this game. It's basically you fly through 4 courses of the level, and they grade you on your performance. I guess the faster and everything you collect, the faster you do it, and the more you get in that time frame, tells you basically. Then you get the needed score, or the score that the game feels that you deserve. I don't like games that do this because they tend to always give you a failing grade. It's fucking garbage. Then of course you fight a boss, and then you continue on the game, and that's about it. Like I said, I haven't played too much of Knights. I can't give you a very good synopsis of Knights. My first impressions, like I said, are not very good because I just think that the game is just dull and boring, and there's really nothing much there except flying around like a jackass and collecting balls. I mean, it's simple, I guess, and I mean, if you enjoy that, that's your prerogative. But in my personal opinion, it's not all that good. But so this pretty much concludes the Saturn games that I started off with. I know it's not as in depth as some of my other videos. That's because, like I said, my Saturn experience was segmented. Meaning I didn't get to play a bunch of games I mean, I played some games at my buddy Dan's, and I played some games, with my buddy Carl in in some of the games at Funkoland, and I wanted to make this video just to show what the taste of the Saturn can do in my experiences with it. It's an awesome system, very underrated. There's a lot of great games for you guys to find if you take the time and the money, or if you just want to do the emulation route. I don't judge. I don't judge. I'm sick of these white knights of the gaming industry, or that no, more like gamers that are white knights. They're like, oh, it's illegal. You know what? If you look in your law book, I am pretty damn sure you do something illegal every single day. So stop playing that fucking moral high ground game. It ain't gonna get you anywhere. Anyway, one thing that is gonna happen though is tomorrow on the 30th, I am going to be doing a stream of a game for the Sega Genesis to celebrate the Halloween with. Uh, I would do it on Halloween, but unfortunately, well, actually, it's not unfortunately. Fortunately, more or less, I'm invited to a Halloween party, so I won't be here that day. But I will definitely do it on the 30th and at night. Usually, the usual streaming time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Unless you guys have other plans. I mean, if you show up, you show up. You don't, you don't. But I'm gonna go ahead and basically play a game that I think fits the mood to a T, and so we'll do that, and it should be fun. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video for what it's worth, and hope you guys have a good night. You know, keep gaming, keep loving, keep living, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves.